Hey, so there's this game called Transistor. What's a transistor? I need to know. Well, it's this thing in real life, but in the game it's the sword thing. And it's kind of weird to call it a sword when you consider that this thing over here looks like a freaking set of Wolverine claws, and the other one is like a... it looks like it has the same cutting efficiency as a grade school lunch table. But hey, we'll go with it. So anyways, you start off the game looking pretty sad.
Hey, Red.
Hey, wait a second.
So after freaking out and pulling your lunch table out of a dude's chest cavity, you start walking around and you start realizing that, hey, this is kind of sci-fi because there's freaking robots coming out of nowhere and trying to blast me with lasers. But don't panic because you have a superpower. It's called thinking. So basically how it works is what you hit the spacebar button and you freeze time and you plan out your plan of attack, and every action you take takes a chunk of this like brain bar you have. So you utilize this throughout the whole entirety of the game to solve these fights and whatnot, because you're kind of squishy. You can't take a freaking laser to the face for too long. If you use it right, you can actually like full-on blast these robots with the ferocity of a disgruntled child on an online competitive video game. But don't get too carried away with it, or else your literacy gets questioned and you get called a mean person. It's great. Also, make sure whatever you're planning like actually works out well, because you pretty much go brain dead until your brain bar fills back to full. Like, you can only do abilities and attacks or whatnot if you have that bar completely filled, or you have a specific thing equipped to a specific ability. But otherwise, yeah, you can't do jack until that bar is filled back all the way.
Oh jeez, I knew I should have brought my projector. Oh, this place will go to hell. Oh my god.
Hey you! Do you like save points? I like save points, and you should too! Especially these save points, because they help you get creative! Yeah! You start off with as many as 2 choices to customize your ability bar, but later on down the line, you eventually find yourself drowning in the blood of the dead. I mean abilities. Everything and anything is fully compatible with all the things, so you can pick whatever type of gameplay style floats you best. You wanna smash all the time? Put Speedy Boy on Miss Smash Attack. Wanna go fast and slap at the same time? Put that Long Boy on that Speedy Boy. You like the big suck? Put Pull Boy on the balls, and holy shizzle flakes, it's a black hole! You can also like chill at the beach too, just out of nowhere, if you ever like wanna breathe from or anything. And if you want, you can even play with your ball while no one's looking. This is literally the best thing.
Hey, Red.
You can also just chillax and think about life, which is nice. Oh, and there's also some challenge or things on top of a tree you can do. It includes things like a practice room, time attack, survival, and whatnot. Your reward for winning them? Some EXP and some sweet jams for a jukebox that's pretty much right next to the thinking hammock, which is honestly the best place for any jukebox to be.
Hey, wanna hear a funny joke? What's the difference?
So, this game can be tough, but it's also a little forgiving too, considering that dying is just a slap on the hand. Except the slap just straight up breaks your hand! Oh no. If you die, you end up losing one of your abilities. And the one it takes from you is the most expensive one. It basically means whatever ability you invested the most into, it will take away. So if you're like me, and you don't understand what the word risk means, then by all means, just completely stack everything on that one ability. Oh, jeez. Did I mention this game has a music button? Yeah, if you hold the tab button, you hum some sweet vibes to your murder tool.
Think I'll go where it suits me. The country.
Did I also mention that the game is really musical? Like, it's pretty freaking...
Hey, that you. No. Look at you. You're alive. Come on then, tough guy. They want you back, I bet. Well, so do I.
Honestly, it's such a good sound for the game, and it really sells the atmosphere. Especially when you combine it with the stylistic art style it chooses. It just fits so well. So what's the story? Well, basically, someone wanted you to shut the fuck up. And then you did. And then Skynet.
Let me smash. Please.
There's also some undertones about like the price of ambition, people's different interpretation of reality becoming their reality, and several other abstract lines of thought and whatnot. And also the overarching story of what the fizz is going on is kind of half told through the world building text things you read on the side. They usually come in the form of like these little terminals that are kind of like sitting on the side, or even your own abilities background text. So yeah, there's a good chunk of world building in there that requires some like extra like critical thinking to piece together. The story's also one of the main reasons to actually play the game, because you know it's a story-driven RPG. It's kind of what they do. But yeah, it's got a message to tell, and I think I'll let it tell you the story itself. So if you want to find out, you should probably play the game. Yeah, because otherwise, like, what was the point of like playing the game if I just told the whole story outside of the gameplay? I mean the gameplay's pretty solid, so it's just I'm just rambling at this point. Moving on. So, is it a thing you would like to play? Well, if you like single player games, enjoy listening to a man whisper some sweet ASMR in your ear all day.
All cozy here, but what's going on out there?
And get excited over vastly customizable ability kits. Appreciate old world electronic post-rock music. Want a story a bit on the darker side, not too dark, but it's a bit on the darker side. Have around like 8 hours of free time, or just like supporting the developers of this type of game, then overall I'd say it's a pretty good game to get. At a glance.